cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, MetaMask, blockchain, Coinbase, Hypnohook, Nifty Gateway, Maker's Place, Foundation, OpenSea, Rarible, Known Origin, Litecoin, Polygon, Zora, Matic. And the list goes on and on and on because cryptocurrencies are big. It's a large ecosystem and it's still growing. I've gotten so many questions over the couple of months about what are cryptocurrencies, what are NFTs, like all these questions, and it's a little overwhelming. So I decided to make a video and talk about how to start kind of investing into cryptocurrencies. And when you start to invest in the cryptocurrencies, you can actually start to participate within the community, and that's when NFTs kind of come involved. This is not a video about what a crypto you should invest in because I don't do that, okay? That's not me. You need to research for yourself what you want to invest in, what projects you stand by, and why. Hi everyone, my name is Lizzie. I am a 25-year-old artist. I will give you a little bit of backstory about my history within the crypto space, but also in the academic side. I went to the University of Toronto on the Mississauga campus where I majored in communications, culture, information technology, and I minored in film studies and sociology. So my major was really the premise of creativity within the digital sphere, primarily around Web 2.0 technologies. And I think it's really important to start at a foundation of explaining why the development of the web is important and how it kind of intersects with this whole space. The development of the web, we think about Web 1.0 technologies, which was the time where we had the dial-up internet. How long is this gonna take? I could get me some ice cream, come back, and it still wouldn't be connected. Yeah, that used to be our life before we had internet at the tip of our fingers. And that was the start of the web in the late 1990s, early 2000s. So we start to see a development when Web 2.0 technologies come in. Apple comes in with their iPod Touch and then their iPods, which brings this user-generated ability for people to connect with the internet but also create content. It brought the cloud into the discussion, it brought more accessibility, mobile, and it brought this space where the internet was at the tips of our fingers without the need of dial-up internet. So with that, we had interesting innovations come up, Airbnb, Uber, Amazon, like you name it, anything that involved the sharing economy and all these tech spaces thriving with the internet is stuff that has like revolutionized how we interact with mostly every day-to-day thing and also things that we want to buy from different parts of the world. I think it's interesting how that has revolutionized how we use stuff like Netflix. Netflix literally ran Blockbuster out. Uber ran taxis out. Airbnb ran hotels out. Now, not to say that they're not industries anymore. There are some industries that are there, but these new technologies have kind of come in and really shaken up the game, gotten so many people who trust and use these systems because it is about trust. And then we start to see the development of cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are decentralized tokens, meaning that there are no governing bodies like the government, banks, institutions that are regulating how these coins can be moved around, who can have them, all these things. There is no governing body. It's only the people who attribute the value towards how much that token is worth that functions as the driving pillar for the success of that token. The initial release of Bitcoin was in 2009. It's been 12 years since Bitcoin has been growing. It started off at like cents to the dollar, and now one Bitcoin is an equivalent to $53,000. We've seen Bitcoin go to highs, do some dips, highs, dips, highs, dips. That's just what happens when you have people who are interacting with the economy of it, putting their money into the value of it, and then that's when you see it growing. The more people that are in that network and, you know, interact with that coin, the more the value goes up. So over the years, there's been more people believing in the project of Bitcoin, using Bitcoin, so the value has gone up. And when there's certain controversies or things come out and someone has something to say, or a government is saying they don't like it, people get scared, take their money out. That's what brings the numbers down. But it always does it up and down. And as we move more into a digital space, the need for digital currencies will be more important. And we've seen that more as the pandemic has come in and we haven't been able to interact the ways we normally used to, and are now forced to do more digital things. So it only makes sense that as these technologies start to advance more, as we start to interact with them more, the cryptocurrencies will be the next and are the next form of payment, as a form of communication, as a form of community. Ethereum has been in our system since 2015. Ethereum has gone from 10 cents to the dollar to about $4,000 Canadian. So again, that shows the value that people have started to attribute to that currency token, and more people are getting into that system, so the value is rising. And when we have the intersection of NFTs as a way of trading currencies for value for another token like art, now we have the ability for people to kind of enter this system, not putting in fiat currencies, but trading off a piece of their artwork to somebody who wants to collect artwork in the digital sense of it and uses Ethereum to pay for that. So that's how we're starting to transfer wealth, and that's how art is finding a place within this system, and how artists are also finding new ways to make money, not in the same conventional ways that we've seen in the past. There's hundreds of altcoins that are being made. There are different coins for different purposes, but there are main ones that are rising and have market caps from like the trillions to millions and billions of dollars. So we're gonna see a lot of things changing with Ethereum. There's the new Ethereum, which is Ethereum Classic, that is moving to a proof of stake from proof of work, which is what Ethereum is right now, which is why if you ever hear, oh my God, the gas fees, it's like the processing fees, the POS fees that you would get if you were to pay with your debit card at a store. To be able to do that transaction, to do a transaction on the blockchain with Ethereum, there are gas fees because everybody's processing transactions. And the more transactions that there are, the more expensive the gas fees are. So sometimes the gas fees can be outrageous, and then sometimes they're low. So the Ethereum Classic is going to really change the dynamic of that. There's already coins right now, minute fees that I am learning about, and I'm doing my research. Tezos, Matic, I've started to like look into a little bit more and say, okay, I want a few, just so I can start understanding more. So that's just a little bit about my understanding and my background with cryptocurrencies, the tech space. But we're gonna tap into how do you get these coins, part 2, and just be giving you some of the tools and where to start and what to do if you're someone who wants to just get into the crypto scene. But if you have specific questions, please let me know in the comments. I will try to make a Q&A on Instagram and talk more about that. But thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope this was helpful. Like and subscribe. Stay tuned. If you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. Everything's going to be linked down here. I'm on OpenSea and I'm on Foundation. If you want to see my art, I will link that as well. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys.